welcome back. Today we will be talking about the award ceremony, awards given out, and the Super Bowl. So basically what I'll be doing is I'll be naming the award winners, in my opinion, on whether they should have won it or whether it should have been given to somebody else. Alright, let's get this started with Pepsi Rookie of the Year award. This went to Nick Bosa, who had a really good year, really great year. We had 47 tackles, 9 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, and an interception. Next, we have FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Year. This is won by Lamar Jackson in the air and Derrick Henry on the ground. Derrick Henry didn't end up winning any other award, so we'll describe his stats. He had 303 rush attempts, which is first in the NFL. He also had 1,540 rush yards, which was also first. He was tied for first in the category of most touchdowns, and his average rush per yard was 5.1, which is also first in the NFL. For AP Defensive Player of the Year award, this was won by Stephon Gilmore, who had another phenomenal year with 53 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. The next award that I'll be talking about is AP Offensive Rookie of the Year award. This was won by Kyler Murray, who did okay, I would say, in his rookie year. He didn't really stand out against some other quarterbacks. I mean, he did better than some, but he was in the middle, I would say. His stats say that he had 349 completions out of 542, which means that he completed 64% of his passes. He threw for 3,722 yards, which was 15th in the league. He threw for 20 touchdowns, which was tied for 21st, and 12 interceptions, which was 20th, with the QBR of 55.7, which was 15th in the entire NFL. However, there is a really good point that Josh Jacobs also might have and maybe should have won Rookie of the Year, because he had 242 attempts, which was 13th in the NFL. He had 1,150 rushing yards, which was 8th. He had 7 touchdowns, which probably hurt his chances because he was 14th in that category. And his rushing average was 4.8, which was 11th in the NFL. So it's kind of controversial whether Josh Jacobs should have won Rookie of the Year or whether Kyler Murray deserved this. My opinion on it is, I think Kyler Murray will be the better player overall in his career, but I think Josh Jacobs did a better job this season, and so he should have probably won this. I still liked how Kyler Murray won this one. I was rooting for him to win it, but I think Josh Jacobs did better. Alright, up next we have AP Offensive Player of the Year. This was won by Michael Thomas, who broke the record for the most receptions in a season with 149. He also had 1,725 receiving yards, which was first in the NFL. He had 9 touchdowns, which was tied for 4th, and had an AVG of 11.6, which was 76th in the NFL. So the last category, not so good, but Michael Thomas, he had a really good season this year, just overall well performance. Yeah, he deserved this one, definitely. Alright, so up next we have the Art Rooney Sportsmanship Award. This was won by Adrian Peterson, who, according to this award, was a really good sportsmanship type player. Up next, we have AP Comeback Player of the Year. This was won by Ryan Tannehill, who had 2,742 passing yards, which was 28th in the NFL, 22 touchdowns, was 16th, 6 interceptions, which was tied for 8th, and he had a QBR of 62.2, which was 9th in the NFL. So, pretty good year for him, especially coming back and coming in at a later time in the season. The next award we will talk about is the Deacon Jones Award. This award is given to the person who had the most sacks in the season. This was won by Shaquille Barrett, who had 19.5 sacks, which obviously was first. He had 45 solo tackles, which was tied for 33rd. He had 1 interception, surprisingly, which was tied for 103rd. And he had 6 forced fumbles, which was 3rd in the NFL. For AP Coach of the Year, this was won by John Harbaugh, who had a 14-2 record. For Daily Fantasy Player of the Year award, this was won by Christian McCaffrey, who had 287 rush attempts, 1,387 rush yards, 15 touchdowns, which was 3rd in the NFL, and an AVG of 4.8, which was 10th in the NFL. Now, for MVP. You already know who won this, but I'm just going to say the facts and the stats. This was won by Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. He had 3,127 yards, which was 22nd in the NFL. He had 36 touchdowns, which was 1st in the NFL, 6 interceptions, which was tied for 8th, and a QBR of 81.8, which was 1st in the NFL. For the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award, this was won by Calais Campbell. On to our next topic. Alright, so basically, I'm about to talk about this without a script. So, I'm just going to talk about how the Super Bowl went, in my opinion, and how good it was. So, the Super Bowl, it was a better one, just to say the least. You know, in the first quarter, it was 10-10. Then, well, no, not in the first quarter. In the first half, by the end of it, it was 10-10. So, it was definitely better than last year, where I think it was still zip. Nothing happened. But it was really intense at the fourth quarter. And that was my favorite part of the entire thing, because I've never chosen correctly for the Super Bowl. And so this time, I finally did it. I picked right. And it all came down to the fourth quarter, where Patrick Mahomes threw to Travis Kelce. And that pretty much, if I remember correctly, that made the game tied. Then we got a run-in by Damian Williams, and they had to review it. It was definitely close. In my opinion, at first I thought it wasn't a touchdown because I didn't see the nose of the football across the plane, but a couple of my friends told me that, yeah, that's a touchdown, because it actually did. I didn't see it that way, but according to some people that I know, it was a touchdown, so that made the game 24-17. Then, after the 49ers defense just completely started balling, they didn't try anymore. Damian Williams scored a 40-yard touchdown, untouched, because nobody was trying at that point. And then we just knew the game was over. 31-20. It was a really good Super Bowl. If we compare it to last year's, it just felt so boring last year. How, it was just your Patriots as usual winning the gosh dang thing. So it was good to see that the Chiefs had won this year's Super Bowl and the Patriots lost to the Titans. So it was pretty good all in all after the first round. One thing that I'd like to talk about before you listen to my sisters talk about their opinion on the Super Bowl was Donald Trump, and I'm not trying to get political here, but he was congratulating the Chiefs, and he made a big embarrassment of himself when he said, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. You have represented the state of Kansas very well, not Missouri. And it's like, you're the president of the United States. You should know where the Kansas City Chiefs football team is located. So he's just not really representing himself very well at that point in time. But yeah, let's get to the point where we're listening to my sister speak and talk. Yeah. Okay, so I'm here with my sister.
Hello.
How good do you think the Super Bowl was this year compared to last year?
Oh my gosh, there's a big difference. First of all, I liked how they told the fair teams and not having teams cheat in the Super Bowl.
They didn't cheat though.
Yes, they did last year.
Okay.
And I hated how we had the same thing happen all year long, like the Patriots kept winning. And I thought it needed to change. Which was very good, and I loved it, especially the halftime show. Even though I didn't watch it, but I watched it online. J-Lo and Shakira, good job. Wow, that was amazing. I loved the Super Bowl. Continue.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks. Bye.